Miranda. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. What's your business name?
My business is Ever After Idaho.
Okay.
We do rentals, design decor, and now day of coordinating.
Nice.
And I can do planning,
Yeah.
but it's more stressful than I think it would be, or it is. But I would do it. But I really love the day or the month of coordinating. But my favorite's decorating.
What or how did you get into that?
Kind of what we were talking about my kids. The last November, my daughter got engaged and they were planning a wedding, so I was really excited about it. I had left the corporate world, was taking a year off, so I started planning and doing all the wedding preparations, and then she eloped.
Oh.
Didn't tell us.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a very traumatic way to start.
Yeah.
Actually, I've evolved from it, but there was a lot of therapy in that one. So we didn't know. She's my only daughter. I had bought everything, started to work on it, plan, and I realized how I missed the planning from my previous life and the design and all the fun stuff. And since I was trying to figure out what my next phase of life was, I was like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So out of a kind of a sad situation, it, turned into a good thing.
Yeah.
Still mad about the whole thing though.
But you said she had a reception.
She did 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It only took her 6 months to figure it out, and we had a reception. She did pretty good. I wasn't sure she would, at first she wasn't getting into it. And then she ended up doing the first dance and cake cutting. So there was a lot of at least traditions, and she did come in with the dress she wore that we didn't see. Her husband's a pilot, so they flew in. It was at her dad's hangar. So
nice.
I did get to see that dress because it was my grandmother's dress. It was 135 years old.
Wow.
That she had altered a little bit, but it looks good. So she was thoughtful enough to do all that stuff.
Yeah. Just
so
a little
it's not
bit.
as sore as it used to be, but for a while there was a lot of issues, I think, because she's my only child, daughter, and you've been with her forever, and you didn't see that one coming.
That is surprising that she didn't even say anything.
No, she didn't. I kind of knew it was coming just because the way a meeting went, and I just had something off, but I didn't know when it was gonna be. And we had found this chapel that she liked in New Orleans that we were gonna go to, and I would have never thought, but when I looked at her phone to see because I knew she was going when she said she was going to Pine for a week in February. No one goes to Pine Monday through
February.
Friday. Yeah, I was stupid. But we looked at it at the end of the week, and she was in New Orleans, so she went to that church. So then that was another sting.
Yeah.
So we didn't talk for a little bit. And then we just realized, when she has kids, we want to be apart. You just get over it in time. And she didn't have any concept to this day what is wrong.
Weird.
She'd still come over and I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
She must not just, I don't know.
Maybe it's because she doesn't have a kid yet.
Yeah. And she has a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said paybacks are
I couldn't imagine. I mean, I get, maybe it was more not wanting to inconvenience you because, no, okay. Well,
I think it was, she's very shy. And the emotional moments or the personal moments were not something she wanted to show. So we went through, the whatever that first look and all that stuff that does. But I also think now thinking about it, as soon as it started, there's too many chiefs and I wanted to do this stuff and his parent, it's hard when everybody loves you.
Yes.
And so I think that was causing them more anxiety and him not really knowing me very well. And I'm all of a sudden just let's do that. And then planning stuff for 20 years, you don't, you know what I mean? And it's all going to be put on you at the last minute. So we get to, August, we don't and what am I doing? My friend's like, weren't you not supposed to do as much? I'm like, or at all, you were sticking your foot down. I'm like, well, now it can't be ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Twin Falls, where you've known people for 25 years, you have to,
Yeah.
I worried my own issue of just like, oh, look at what her mom did, or, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So those are my issues.
Well,
But
especially if planning is your background, like, people know you for that.
yeah, so
And
they would
then
be like, and they would think,
yeah.
oh my gosh, look at the cake, look at the table. Those are my issues, but still, you
Yeah.
still want to, they weren't going away. I
Yeah.
don't care if they're irrational.
Right.
And then either way, you want to be a part of it. And
Mhm.
so pictures, and you don't, it just was bigger than me. Yeah,
It's still hard.
I think if it was raw, like if they had done it right after, like they were going to do it in April, it wouldn't have been the way. But the 6 months of just doing it with my friends and seeing her happy and laughing. I mean, the one thing I can never dishearten is take away is he adores her.
No,
I
that's
mean,
good.
he works, goes to school, and she doesn't work for nursing school. And
That's good.
he takes care of her horses, so it's aren't cheap. So
Yeah.
you have to, and it's hard, but still,
Yeah.
we all are like, my mom's going to my cousin's wedding next month in New Orleans. So she's going to go see the church. And I'm like, can you go take pictures?
Yes.
And I wanted to go, but I have a wedding on the 31st. But I go, just go in and take pictures and FaceTime and say, this is pretty big.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll always kind of bug, but it's just is what it is. You don't want to ruin the future, and
Yeah.
you don't want to make it so like you don't see your babysit, or it wasn't worth ruining it. For a while it was, though.
For a while. Definitely.
About 5 months it was ruined. It was worth ruining.
But it's good that like you have the maturity like to just move past it, even though it is hard.
Yeah, I wasn't going to. I literally called the like I was completely, just because I never saw it coming. And it was like, I think it was more being sad because it was her and I for 10 years, like inseparable, riding our horses, traveling. And then she kind of lived with us. And then all of a sudden in 2 weeks, she's engaged. She moved out, and he was the caretaker. Like I was like, it was very apparent that it wasn't because I can be a little overbearing or helicopter, do things. And so right within a month, it's not your job. And then you go elope. Like, you know what I mean? It was like all of that stuff in one fair swoop, where usually someone for a long time, you get how their works. It's a gradual thing. No, it was just off with your head.
Like your baby's being ripped away from you.
Yeah, and I don't think they got that. And he, now I see it as a good thing, but at first he's just making sure in a good way that was his place, which it was. But I just didn't have a warning.
Yeah, and that's hard.
When you've only spent like 10 days with someone in a year and a half, and that was going to Turks with the family, which that's no real place to get to know someone.
Right.
Because it's chaos.
Yeah.
And then he comes home, asks her to marry, and then you move out of house, you're done parenting. And then elope. It was just...
And how old is she?
Yeah, and she's only 23.
Oh, yeah, so that's hard.
Yeah, so it was doing... There was time she was 22. So it was just everything to nothing. I think that's what was sad. Like mourning, like somewhat of your best friend that you didn't see coming.
Yeah. And you're being like, it's another level.
Yeah, it is another level. But looking at her face and talking to her, I really don't think she still didn't just, it wasn't intentional. She just doesn't
understand yet.
Oh, all her friends understand.
Okay.
She's the only one that doesn't. And if she did now, she would never admit it.
Oh.
She's so stubborn.
Yeah.
But it is, now it's back to everybody's relaxed. I can bring food over and that's normal. Like I'm back to like, it's okay for me to be involved, but we kind of know our space, but I can bring food and it's not
weird.
Or my interpretation, like I'm not stepping on anybody's toes now, or if I am, they just know how I am. And it's just, every mother-in-law drives them crazy. It's just how it is.
It's just natural.
Get over it. And I bug her and she'll tell me, but it's not, neither one of us are kind of just evolving into a space where we I don't know what they're just insecure. Like you're just you're losing something. So you're holding. So then you are more annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're, dancing around because you don't want to offend anybody. So then it gets perpetuated even worse.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And
This
then as
is
soon
me.
as I did, it's fine. But yeah, it was a whole,
Yeah.
and that was just last November.
Yeah.
It's a big year.
Yeah.
Started a new business, moved in a new house. Now we have a new son-in-law, marriage. So I think we're good.
Yeah.
We've leveled it out. Now next year I'm looking forward to just working.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Do you have anything exciting coming up for weddings?
I have a Halloween wedding.
That's exciting.
So they're getting married in Catherine Albertson Park, and then there's like having a 2-hour gap, and then they're gonna go have everybody dress
in Halloween.
Yeah, and it's at I can't remember the name, an art gallery. So it's unconventional, so that should be not as traditional. So that'll be fun. And then I'm gonna go in November to the bridal expo.
Nice.
And then I take a break. I'm putting together with I'm co-chair of a big event at Bishop Kelly.
Nice.
That's like 300 people in February. So I prefer I'll take on work, but I'm not actively, it's winter time. Christmas, the holiday.
Yeah.
Why work more but obviously I'm looking for work, but that's a big event. And so that's kind of, I think I'm going to focus on this winter because I haven't been able to market just because you're trying to get by.
Yeah.
So finishing more of my website, finishing more of it, like building out all of that stuff in the winter is kind of.
And I feel like people aren't having as many weddings in the winter as much as the summer. It's more like people are getting engaged and then.
Yeah, so I'm good. I would like to get into maybe corporate events, but I'm trying to not. I tend to, in my past, take on too much. And we all do. You don't want to say, no, we can do this. Try to put too much on my plate, and then you just have meltdowns. So now this phase, I'm trying to just pace myself. Not that I'm capable of it, but I do think corporate events would be fun. So I think by next year.
Yeah. That sounds fun. What kinds of things would corporate events entail?
Well, and weddings, of course, but I come from a tech world that I did trade shows for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And corporate events and Christmas parties and all those kind of things. So those are familiar to me of how ABC, very rigid or whatnot. But I would like the fun part where it's a corporate, but you're doing their fun parties. And I think there's a little bit more of a year-round work because they're having their Christmas parties and different things like that. So I think that's why
that makes sense.
Yeah. But I should stick to one thing because I do like the way.
I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, that looks good.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good. Let's try that. So I'm trying to, but I really like the space that I've changed. It's very dramatic or very opposite of what I've done as far because I'm in the corporate tech space. I've always done like my friends' parties and you know what I mean, I call it fluffy, all the fun work stuff and lots of events that way, but mostly like I worked for Buffalo Wild Wings and Gold's Gym, like those fundraisers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And City of Twin Falls event planners. So those kinds of things. So this is fun because I miss design and decor. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, but a corporate would be couple like just for a continual income. And I would like it. So it would be nice to do a couple during that way.
Yeah.
To have a more even year.
Well, in that way, you're just like, you're not missing out on that and it still like fills your cup.
Correct. And then you kind of have not all your eggs in one basket or something. And I might not and decide, someday, and I'm aging myself, but someday we'll have grandkids, they are in their 20s and I just want to work enough so I can. In my day, 3 kids, and 3 jobs as single mom for 8 years. I just worked a lot. So now I want to do
relaxing things.
Yeah, well, you're just as stressed, I think, but at least you're having fun. So I want to have fun and do what I want to do now. This is what's really fun. So that's where it's kind of changed in my life.
Yeah.
But I could you're really busy. You're busy during the week planning, but a lot of that's on the computer or in the evening. But so during the week, you kind of have more freedom, and the weekend you work. So kind of works.
Yeah. A lot more flexibility.
Yeah. I like
that. What's your favorite part about, I know you said you like the decor side of things, but what's your favorite part about planning?
My favorite part is collaborating with the couple. And I love talking to them and seeing what they want. I'm very probably a little more irritating detail because I have to understand, I want to know A to Z, even if it isn't applicable. I like to know the process of what they're thinking and envisioning, and planning that with them to me is really fun.
Yeah.
And helping them have their day that they
and then
love.
seeing it come together.
Yeah, that's what I like, the whole project part of it. But they're having input and they're excited. It's not, like a work event or something. This is, like I said, fluffy.
Yeah.
Feelings, happy, excited to plan, listening to the wedding drama of someone telling me their mother-in-law is doing this or this. To me, it's funny because it's not me anymore. Sorry, I just hit that. But yeah, I was like, oh, I hear you. I could one up you. No, but just hearing and relating. And it's helped me realize how to be different as a mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
It was surprising because these people, they're younger, getting married, and my mother-in-law did this and that. And I was like, I'm starting to realize, no wonder they, you know what I mean? She's going to do this and she's going to do this. Yeah. So it's actually made me more aware of my personality with that situation.
Well, and it's hard because it's not it's all new territory. Like you need to, and it's a new person.
Yeah.
So it's needing to learn more balance with the relationship, and like you said, you didn't have the time to do that.
Yeah. And so I kind of live vicariously through the planning, I guess. And then it's nice because I am a little bit older that I can, if when Bride she was very frustrated with her mom, I can also offer another
perspective,
insight of, oh, I'm glad I'm not like, I don't say that, but to say she might be thinking this is how I felt, and it helps a little bit. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I got nothing. She's like, you know what I mean? You're just like, yeah, that would bug me. I mean, you've got to be professional, but I think it's important that they're comfortable too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can see both sides. I think that's nice.
Yeah. What does your dream wedding look like?
That's funny. I saw that last night, and I don't know if I can. And it's kind of dark. Oh. But I see, not in Idaho or here, a lot of in Europe or whatnot. But I would really think it's really cool to have an empty warehouse, a blank slate. And I've seen ones, with just tons of candles, not fake ones, real. And I love making fabric, tying it and so there's tons of fabric everywhere. And
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so it's
and the drapery,
medieval-ish kind of, but not witchcraft
Yeah.
But and then the huge backdrop that they're just draping, at the different levels, and the candelabras. And so, but a warehouse, castles too, but I think that's kind of could be creepy, or a lot of people do it. But I really think a fun old warehouse that you can make it immersive, with just candles and when it's light, and just have a really fun meal with the light.
I think there's a Pinterest picture that I'm thinking of that is fitting this exactly.
Yeah.
So when we're done, I want to pull it up and see if
yes, it's cool. There's one lady, she just in Europe, where she just drapes, but she doesn't drape like we're used to. It's all this material, layers and layers and layers on tables of food and stuff, and it's almost canvas-like.
Oh, yeah.
And then she pins it, and it just looks unconventional, but the environment just looks really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, It could be my dark side, but I think
I
that
like
would
it.
be just totally immersive and really cool.
And I think that the wedding industry as a whole is kind of like moving towards more immersive and more guest experiences and more just I don't know the word, but like more.
But we have rundown buildings. Like, I just think it would be fun. You know, like in the city, you see like a vacant one that has a couple broken windows, and you just have this backdrop that's like all the way to the ceiling with tons of layers, but not like satiny and shiny. But I do like the very formal. Like my tablescapes always seem to be very formal, but I do like. I think that would be the cool.
That would be
kind of eerie, but really cool.
I don't think it's eerie.
You got your red wine and you have the fruit everywhere. And
the
charcuterie
drama.
The drama, that's what it is. Drama. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I think it's pretty dramatic.
It is. Cool. It's like maximalist, but there's another word for it. And it's kind of describing, like I've seen those types of things that are like becoming more popular. Very European, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a lot of European. I don't know that I'll have a chance to do it here.
Maybe in 10 years.
When I'm
Idaho's a little bit behind.
In a wheelchair. It's probably old, but I will get there. But just seeing that, because I have been practicing a lot of drapery and doing different things with fabrics. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do that, but I do think it would be cool.
Hopefully somebody sees this and they're like, yes,
let's go somewhere far, But yeah, you're right. Europe is probably where I see all the ones on Instagram, because I'll look at all these cool layers and stuff. I'm like, Europe.
Yep. I didn't realize how many like Europe accounts that pop up on my feed, because I'll be like, oh my gosh, where is that? Can I share it? It's not in Idaho, that's for sure. And then it's like, oh, Europe. That tracks.
I was like, I gotta go to Europe. My son wants to get married in Italy. Which is totally cool, but I can see his girlfriend, when they get engaged, she probably wouldn't want the whole immersive stuff. So somebody, by God, is going to get married like that.
Yes.
I'll do it pro bono. I just want to see it.
I just want to do it.
Yeah, please.
Yes. Have you had any funny or unexpected moments that have happened at a wedding?
2 weeks ago, I decided to wear these shoes, and I don't get out much, so I've never worn heels. But when you're wedding, you want to dress up like you're part of it. Well, I was walking across the grass. I fell in front of everyone.
Oh, no.
My ankle's still swollen. And it didn't hurt at first because you're in the adrenaline. And so I was fine. And the groomsman fell as soon as I got up, because he was like, see, don't worry about it. It's like 100 people. And I was like walking fast to get the MC or something. And I did the whole, both of my ankles buckled.
Oh, no.
I had like a beige outfit on, and it was grass. And so I just hopped up, and he's like, no one saw that. And then the MC was like, the DJ was like, don't worry, no one saw, over the microphone. So that was just 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And not graceful.
It sounds like something I would do. So
then as soon as I got home, it was like swollen and ice, and because you relax. And I was like in the first hour.
Oh
gosh!
I
got home at like 1, so I went immediately and got like my UGG on or something.
Yeah, make it more comfortable.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I was like. They just laughed. But yeah, that was probably my fine moment.
Do you have any go-to traditions or rituals that you follow?
I read that last night. I don't think I do, but I do go sit in my car, visualize like the whole, what I want it to go. 'Cause when I get nervous, I either talk fast or I'm not airhead, but sometimes, luckily I have my sheet that I read off, but I joke and go, okay, Zen. And then I just go through my head, everything, how it works. And that helps. When I don't do that, I don't tend to have, even though it's written, I didn't visualize. So I tend to visualize.
Yeah.
But it's each phase, like even if it's the bride walking out or the mic saying or the first dance. So I try to play it out in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a ritual, but That's kind of what I do.
I think so. And I think it's like helps ease a lot of stress and anxiety, because I feel like when you have a lot of stress and anxiety, it's coming from like the unknown. But like when you're able to visualize it, you're like, see, like there's a plan. It's going to work out.
Fall, you pop up, something happens, you cry. You know what I mean? You kind of have a plan. But I think, you're right. Just every phase of walking through, close my eyes in quiet and just walk it out. And then that helps me.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see. I think a lot of this is like we've kind of like addressed it without like directly asking the question. So I'm just going to scan through these really quick, and I'll cut this part out.
I know I talked too much.
No, not at all. It's good. Was there, before I get like too far, was there a question that you specifically wanted to answer?
No, I don't have them. Whatever you'd ask, I will answer.
This one's a good one, and I'll ask it, and if you don't have an answer, we can just skip it. Okay. But has there ever been a moment that you wanted to walk away from the industry?
I don't think yet, because I'm relatively newer to this, but I will say, well, my family was like, why are we helping you move couches? Because I love doing the lounge areas. So I really wish, I'm hoping more people will, vibe into that. But when I was moving this summer, a lot of shit and heat. When I used to do the big trade shows, you would move tech and have help. And I'd be like, why am I doing this when I never wanted to do it to begin with? And I hired people to help me move all this stuff. And now I'm moving couches by myself off a truck in the middle, sweating to death. Because why? That wasn't like literal, but I was just like, literally said when I left, I will never pack a crate. I will never, go on a trade show, run electrical. I just never want to have swag. I just all that. It's a lot of work. And now I'm lifting couches and opening swag. But my husband works, as he needs to. And I'm this summer figuring out how to get 2 couches in 100-degree weather by myself. And it's amazing what you can do when you want something. Mostly I was like, this is what I pick.
Yeah.
and then I'm sitting there going, why didn't I just try to do or work on the day of coordination or planning? So the past 2 events have just been day of coordination. And everybody's like, you're not asking us to lift stuff. I'm like, nice, I just show up.
Yeah.
But I felt like naked. But I was like, oh my gosh, it was just so different than hauling my stuff. But that's about it when I'm lifting stuff by myself, swearing that I would never do that again.
And then you do it again.
And couches, like nothing's, and I'll find a piece of furniture I have to have, but it's usually the worst thing that you can possibly carry. I found a lot of strangers in the storage units that will help me. Not probably safe, but my husband was like, I didn't help you. How'd you get it? I'm like, I found someone. He's like, your body parts are going to be somewhere, right? He goes, that's not what I meant. Because I'm like, I had a day job. But I'm like, how do you want me to? And he's just like, he's stressed. And then I was like, I found someone. He's like, oh my God. Now he's like, do I even want to know who helped you load this huge antique table? Nope.
No, you don't.
He's like, at least send me, as we said, at least send me a ping.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. But it's not fun.
Hey, at least he has your location if you need
it. He does. He has the best interest that he will actually come find me. Probably too late, but he will come looking.
And at least it will be like a short search.
Yeah, no kidding. Because you just picture, they're eerie. I don't care what anybody says. Storage units that are huge and you're wandering in and out like at 7 or 8. He finally said I can't go at 8 or 9 anymore. But it was cooler. It wasn't hot.
Yeah.
It was very practical in my mind.
Yes.
But it is, when I was driving up and down, I was like, okay, he might be right that, I could hit upon the wrong person. Because ours is huge. Like you wind and wind and wind and back. But the odds, are different.
Yeah, the odds are.
The odds are my favorite.
Yeah.
But still,
but it is like, never had like the word for it, but storage units are pretty eerie. I've always felt like uneasy because it's so many open, like, or could be open doors, and then you're just gone.
Yeah, and especially when it's like an aisle and it's late and it's dark, or not dark, when there's no one there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little bit that in rest areas, I feel it.
Oh, absolutely.
But this one I started going, okay, this probably isn't. And I did buy one thing, and I didn't know who they were, and they were like, we'll meet you at the unit, and these two guys pull in, and I was like, okay, this is not a good idea. And they were nice, but I just didn't let him come in at the thing. I just said my husband was on the way, and they just put on the curb.
Oh.
But I didn't then I was like, okay, I probably have to be. But you didn't think. I just didn't think about it till.
Yeah.
And it happens, I knew the guy from another sale.
Oh.
But I didn't know him. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't going to let him know. You know, I was like, oh, I forgot. Sorry. And my husband's going to be here in a second. So he just said to put it right there and he'd help. So he got out of it. But.
Well, and I feel like growing up in Idaho, like, you just don't think of those things because you just assume the best in everybody. Mm-hmm. But I, like, with the amount of growth that has happened here and people just coming from all over.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that I'm trying to train my brain. Like, not everybody.
Yeah, I had to learn. I did not think about it because I'm just thinking about, I want this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I want this. I need it now before it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, this is really cool. I got to clean it. And then, so yeah, lifting and just watching out for. Yeah. You're right. As we grow, we just think in our own little happiness, like, oh, everything's fine.
Yeah.
And then the storage unit, I'm like, well, you never know what people are doing. Especially if you watch those shows I watch, the murder shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Then your mind really goes dark.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel like my mind can be pretty level-headed, but anything after like midnight, I'm like, what was that? Like, my brain is just on overdrive.
Yeah, that's how I'm very logical because, like, I do odds. What are the odds that so-and-so? And he's like, what? What are the odds, the percentage of someone doing that? So, you know, you just live smart. But that was not smart on my part. But I really wanted the couch, and it's really cute.
Yeah. And you're here, so it did work out.
Clearly I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I have managed to be a little more intelligent when I find stuff on Marketplace.
Marketplace is, at least right now, better than Craigslist.
Oh, yeah. Marketplace is, well, it's the best thing for furniture and different things.
Yeah.
And redoing them and finding stuff for lounge areas. But I did have to, I didn't even, some guy's like, I'll meet you in the parking lot. I'm like, well, I'm fine. But I didn't, he's probably smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any trends that you're loving right now? Besides the drapery that we talked about?
Drapery, yes. What was I thought of? Actually, I think the trends and it's kind of similar. And I haven't seen it as much here, but I'm sure it's because I obviously am not out and about as much as I should have with the weddings, or should be. I love the drapery, but I love the bows and all the fun fabric because you can make fabric or the flowing or the pooling, the petals or all the different stuff. It's not expensive compared to like filling your table, you know, like centerpieces. Yeah. So really, if you were on a budget, you could just do a lot with the linen and the fabric and make it look more formal without having, if more you want it simple, but you can do a simple thing, like even on the corners, just some flowing stuff. So I do love that trend. And
I don't think it's as much in Idaho, just because the Idaho wedding scene and Idaho just in general, as far as trends, is always like 5-10 years behind.
Yeah.
So I think it's coming.
So I think that's what I love, at least online. And I do like the more eclectic.
That's the word.
Yeah, I do like, I've seen, you know, like the mix and match. I have a hard time. I lean towards more eclectic stuff, but I also like the formal. But I think it's fun just finding, like, you know, you see a lot of tables that just not necessarily. Some people just find different things, or, you know, the plates and the napkins, not everything being matchy. I love just putting like eclectic stuff is really cool.
Yeah. And I think things are moving in that direction.
Yeah. But even you see, you know, like plaid napkins, with striped plate, just there's a lot of that around here that's just really cute, where it's not as
like official.
Yeah.
Or like formal, like.
It's like messy formal.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the word for it.
Yes. That is cute. I like that. Messy formal. Let's see. Have you ever had any strange like planning or decor requests?
I don't know. My husband and I were talking about that last night, and the only thing I can think of is last weekend I showed up to a wedding to run it, and he all of a sudden was like, well, we decided now you're the MC and we need you to run our Spotify list. What?
Yeah.
And you can't really back. And I hate, it just scares me to have it not work or anxiety. It's like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And running a Spotify list while trying to run the wedding.
Yeah.
Was hard.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a weird thing that they automatically assumed when they had talked about, we have someone, because obviously it's a big thing you address.
Yeah.
So they're like, we have someone we work with who'll be running all of that stuff. And then I get there and they're like, download it on your Spotify, play it. And then the brothers didn't know what is playlist. So they kept coming at me to switch the song. Like, not mean, but they're just strong presence.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this song? Where'd you get that? Well, who picked that? I was like,
Yeah.
So that was a weird request, why you would think someone could. And then the music, right at the beginning, they're like, here you go. Here's our March song, where we had practiced when she's coming in, but me trying to hit play and when they need to watch. Maybe my brain isn't developed enough for that, but that was a weird request that you would just want someone that's not, but what are you going to do? And then it shut off in the middle, and I was like sick to my stomach. And it's only because they had the Bluetooth on and it was their own personal speaker. So it picked up the husband's Bluetooth. So it paused on my phone.
Oh, jeez.
Because he didn't turn it off.
This is why you hire a DJ.
Yeah, that's one of my lessons. And they had said they have someone running it all. So I didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
And so when we got there, and that was another embarrassing moment. So my son and I, would, unbeknownst to me, I forgot he still share, like I log into his Spotify.
Yeah.
So sometimes I forget he has a competition with me and I'll be listening to really cool and he'll take it over. Well, he started playing his music and it was like Travis Scott, full blast at the reception. I have a lot of embarrassment. That was last weekend. And it's like a huge, again, happen to go to weddings that are huge grassy knolls that you have to run as far. And it is saying every word that no one should ever say. Because if you're familiar with Travis Scott or similar, great artist to some, but he does have a lot of inappropriate, and it was right at that thing. And Connor did not know I was at a wedding, so he's playing it. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm running as fast as I can. And luckily these people were super chill. Like every word was the F word with them. And they
imagine if it wasn't.
No, they are all tattoo artists, vape shop, I'm not saying, but I mean they're more evolved, just chill. And luckily they were talking or something, and they had thought that the kid that was supposed to run it did it. I just let it go.
Yeah.
I did not pipe up at all. And they were like, Brayden, do you hear this? But I'm still like, because it's my phone on there. And he's like, it's not my phone. And he was like, but your playlist. And I just let it go, because it was the most inappropriate music I have ever, like you would never. And I'm so glad that people weren't, and I could have been. And luckily I just let it
hire a DJ.
The other kid. And I was like, why are you doing? Like, it was just awful.
Yeah.
And that was pretty bad. And it was, I can't even, it's one of those songs that even you're evolved, that it's just every demeaning thing about a girl and race and everything was playing. And it was huge. So I'm like over here running through. I can't stop it. So I let Braden take the fall. Because he was like 24.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that will go into my advice is never not have a DJ who doesn't MC. Do not ever do that to anyone in the world. You can make food, but you cannot make someone, and I'm MCing, they're like, talk louder. And I'm like, I'm not screaming over you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
great advice.
They were like, so appreciate you dealing with the chaos and everything, but they were just very strong personalities. So they were yelling over me and just laughing, and they were fun and easy to work for, but it was never put me in charge of Spotify. My son, and I called him like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, I forgot you were there, sorry. I'm like, stop doing that. And my husband's like, I can't even believe it. I'm like, I let the kid hang.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably would have too.
And then I said, what? I came home, I'm like, do you think I'm being irrational? He's like, no, I can't believe they did that. But did you have a choice?
Yeah.
You didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So that was...
I feel like if they wanted you to do that, they should have let you know in advance so you could prep, mentally.
Yeah. They said, I go, what about the MC? And they're like, we can't afford a DJ. We have a Spotify list, but this kid is doing all of it. He'll be at the wedding. You don't have to worry about it. And then I got there and they're like, here is, hopefully they never watch this, because they'll know. And so when they handed it, I was just like, okay, because you want to be happy. And I did, it was okay for the wedding song, the first and last song to put. I was okay with that. But yeah, the whole
thing.
I just started getting sick and sweating, and then it spirals from there.
Yeah.
And you're trying to think of when to hit play for the song, and she's asking when she wants to walk. And I'm like, no one should ever skip on a DJ. Please don't ever do that to anybody. Because that's the energy.
Yeah.
That's like, and I'm chatty or whatever, but I like being behind. I don't want to talk. I mean, I guess I can, but if I have to, I clearly did. And they're like, you did a really good job, but no. Don't ever skip on that.
Yeah.
That's my one exercised logic of hands down.
Yeah. And it's just like my personality type, I would need to mentally prepare for that. And just to hey, by the way, I would have freaked.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I was okay. And then because it was the Spotify list on my phone, they had my phone for the whole night.
Oh, yeah.
Which you could just hear, even though it was silent, every time I text, ding ding. It's like, well, should be. I didn't say that, but I after that I was just like, okay. Luckily, they just start drinking a lot. It's fine, and they love the music, and they were dancing, and I can MC, but I want to practice so it doesn't sound. But running a DJ and the Spotify list, they should have a family member.
Or a DJ.
Yeah. Yes. I will never short. I never thought it was important until the other day.
Yeah. And I think that that's the case with a lot of people. Do you have any other advice you'd give to couples before their big day? Or even just anything?
I think before their big day is... it's hard to say don't be stressed because that's just like telling someone to chill. It's not a thing. You can't make that go away.
Yeah.
I do think, and you can't just say live in the moment, because if you're anything like me, the OCD, it's just, so you have to be realistic. But I will say, and as hard as it is, even as a mom, just do what you guys want. And it's okay to make everybody mad. But in reality, a lot of times the choices are, your parents are involved and stuff. So my friend told me one time she's getting married. And this is kind of what an analogy I think works better than advice. Her husband said, or fiance, when they're getting married, you're a duck. Just remember you're a duck. And all it meant was when stress comes in the wedding, the water rolls off your back because ducks are basically waterproof kind of. So she just kept walking around going, when anything stresses me, I'm a duck. Things are just rolling. So that's kind of last night when I was like, that's my advice. Just keep saying I'm a duck.
Yeah.
And it was good to focus on it because it just, the absorption, water's, makes you stressful and you kind of drowned if it's keeping on you. So yeah, that was my thought of lesson
analogy
that I was going through. And so that would be my advice.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Do you have anything you want to leave them with?
Just want to clarify that I do end of day or run of show and the month of, because it's hard to get the rentals. I do have every kind of rental you'd want. So I think it's hard to get out the message for me. And I don't know if it's probably too convoluted that I do have rentals.
Okay.
And I do decor and I can do the day of coordination, but it's important that I do a lot, but the rentals, I have them all. And it's been working that when I have weddings, then they realize I have rentals and that's how it seems to work a little more.
So do you want to get the word out more about the rentals?
I do love doing rentals, but I like designing. Probably that's my favorite.
Okay.
I'm very polar opposite. I love the planning, like the type A corporates, writing, and then I love the design. But, rentals I'm learning, like I would just love to do a lounge area. Like I have a cigar bar, whole lounge area. Like it'd be fun if someone rented 15 runners and that was not exciting.
No.
Like $40 or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't mean like not helping and money is money.
Yeah.
I feel bad just like charging, and someone rented all my rugs and I was like delivering them, and then I didn't think of asking. They used them at a dance floor in the woods.
Oh.
They were black.
Yeah.
So those are the little things like Scott's like, you think these rentals are fun? So I think but the furniture and the big key pieces. And of course, I have every kind of dishes that people need. I have all the tableware. I love doing all of that. Of course, but the 5 linen, but of course, we always have something that's not as fun. But I would like people to know that I do have the silverware, the plateware, the glasses, all of that stuff.
Okay.
Where it's hard, but it's hard to articulate that a lot, just a hodgepodge. I don't want to think that.
But I mean, like as rentals, like you would think that people would maybe assume, but then,
But a lot of times I've had multiple people say, oh, you do rentals. But it's because it's my problem with the one, like I've evolved to where I just want to do rentals. And then I did a few tablescapes, like content shoots with Gwen. And she's really good to me. She always has me do her content shoots. So then it's like, oh, the design seemed to be good at the tables. I want to do that. And then I saw a few things on Facebook looking for day of coordinators. My friends are like, why are you not doing that? So then I did those. So it's kind of evolved into stuff. But I thought rentals would be easier, but not rugs. So now I've learned, what are you doing with them? Not, we're going to be in Garden Valley having them when the pouring rain dancing on.
How did you get those clean?
A couple of them. One, my husband's like, did you get a deposit? No, I didn't even think about it. So that was lesson 1 of renting. So it's kind of like, I happen to want to always buy, which some of them are authentic, but the ones that I have are washable.
Okay.
Just because they can look cool from far away. I mean, obviously you need some, like your rug's beautiful. It's authentic, but I
don't think it is. I just like it's all wrinkly because I just threw it in the wash.
Well, it has, the weathered or, Temu or Amazon, they have just the velvet ones.
Yeah.
So all I did is get a hose and the mud just comes off. Like they're perfectly this color now.
Oh, nice.
So I got lucky that they're all, I didn't have to just throw away.
Yeah.
And then the other ones were traditional, like fancy rugs. So luckily they were dark. And I have to say, well, they're going to get worn and torn. I always think, don't have anything that you can't afford to replace.
Yeah.
But I was just like, he's like, good laugh. And, like pine trees.
Yeah.
And they rained. And he's like, didn't you ask them what they do? I'm like, why would I ask if they were doing a dance floor in the mud?
Yeah.
He goes, fair point. Like, why? So I can tell you what not to do. So it wasn't even a pressure washer. You just hosed it and it just all came off.
Well, that's good.
And I have them in my house, so they're perfect, like, for the dogs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I have good stories you shouldn't do.
Well, thanks again.
Thank you for chatting with me. It was really nice to get to know you.
It was. I agree.
And this is my first podcast, so that was exciting.
How did it go?
It's good. You're very relaxing.